The figure shows a simple procurement process. The process starts with the creation of a purchase order. In this procurement process, you assume that important data, such as supplier and material data, already exists in the system. A purchase order is a formal request to a supplier to supply goods or services with the conditions stated in the purchase order. You specify in the purchase order whether the material is intended for stock or for direct consumption, for example, cost center, asset, or project. The goods receipt and invoice verification are usually carried out on the basis You can minimize data entry time by creating purchase order items with reference to an existing purchase order, purchase requisition, quotation, or contract. You can also enter a purchase order without referring to existing documents in the system. When you enter the purchase order data, the system suggests default values. For example, the system suggests the ordering address, as well as the terms of payment and freight, that is Incoterms, from the supplier master record. If a material master record exists, the material short text, the purchase order unit of measure, and the material group are transferred automatically. If a purchasing information record already exists in the system, a price can be proposed for the purchase order. If the source of supply is a plant belonging to your company, you carry out a stock transport order. If you order from an external supplier, you create a standard purchase order. Like other purchasing documents in the SAP system, the purchase order consists of a document header and one or more items. Document header. The document header contains information that refers to the entire purchase order, such as document type, supplier, purchasing organization, purchasing group and company code, currency, the document date, and the terms of payment. Items. The items in a purchase order describe the materials or services ordered. Necessary data for an item are material or service, order quantity and unit of measure, delivery date, price, and plant for which the material or service is ordered. You can maintain additional information for each item, for example, tolerance for over-delivery, or item-based text. In addition, you use the item category to determine the procurement process for each purchase order item. For example, you use the item category to determine whether it is a special procurement process, like vendor consignment, subcontracting, or stock transfer. The following are some of the predefined item categories. Standard. This category is used for materials that are to be procured externally. Account assignment possible, material number mandatory, if no account assignment, GR, or good receipt, an IR, or invoice receipt, possible. Limit. You procure consumable materials or services with a value limit, material number not possible, account assignment mandatory, but account assignment category unknown possible, GR not possible, IR mandatory. Consignment. The vendor makes material available, which you then manage as consignment stock. The material belongs to the vendor until it is withdrawn. The placement of an ordered consignment material in storage does not immediately lead to the valuation of the material or the creation of a liability in relation to the vendor. A liability only arises when the material is withdrawn from the vendor consignment store. Material number mandatory, non-valuated GR mandatory, account assignment and IR not possible. Subcontracting. The finished product is ordered from a vendor. The components that the vendor needs to manufacture the end product are recorded as material to be provided items, material number and account assignment possible, specification of the components to be provided required, GR required, IR possible. Stock transport orders. The material is transferred from one plant to another, material number mandatory, GR mandatory, IR not possible. Third-party order. The vendor is to deliver the ordered material directly to a third party, a customer, for example. You receive the invoice for the material from the vendor, account assignment mandatory, material number possible, GR and IR possible. Item categories material unknown, that is M, and material group, that is W, are specific item categories that can only be used in contracts. Item categories M and W are intended for the entry of contract items, without specification of a material number. Item category M is recommended for similar materials of the same price. These can be materials with different material numbers, or materials without material master records. This category can be used in quantity and value contracts. Item category W is recommended for materials belonging to the same material group, but with different prices. Item category W can only be used in